I was alone, drifting half asleep, with nothing on, nothing to protect me. The silence felt safe until the floorboard creaked. A shadow slipped into my doorway. He thought I was asleep, but I wasn't. And now, the game between us has begun. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. The first thing I remember is the weight of the silence. It was a thick, warm blanket in the late afternoon. The kind of quiet that only exists in a house when you believe you're entirely alone. I had fallen asleep reading. A book splayed open on my chest, the air conditioner humming a steady lullaby. The light was that golden shade that means the sun is beginning to think about setting, painting the bedroom walls in amber. I was drifting in that delicious space between sleep and wakefulness. The cool sheets pressed against my skin, the pillow soft beneath my cheek. My husband, Harold, was away on a business trip. 3 days in Chicago. The house was mine, and the freedom of it felt like a physical thing. Then I heard it, the creak of a floorboard. The house often groaned and sighed, but this sound was different. Intentional. Waited. My eyelids stayed shut. I just listened. The bedroom door was ajar. I saw its shadow shift first, a long, dark stretch across the carpet. And then he was there. Walter, Harold's son, 19 years old. My breath caught. He was supposed to be away at college, 3 states over. What was he doing here? Something primitive told me not to move, not to speak. He was standing so still, just inside the doorway watching me. His gaze was heavy, not searching for his father, not casual, something else. So I kept still, playing possum. The sheet tangled around my legs, my arms bare in the cooling air. My heart pounded so loudly I was certain he could hear it. He stepped closer, slowly, quietly. I could smell him now, laundry soap, a trace of sweat, the outdoors clinging to his jeans. And then he was beside the bed. His presence loomed over me, heat radiating from him, his breathing shallow. Every muscle in my body screamed to move, to shout, but I didn't. Fear pinned me in place. The bed dipped slightly. He had leaned in, one hand pressed into the mattress near my hip. His shadow fell over my face, blocking the last of the afternoon light. I could feel his breath close, too close. A chill slid down my spine. He didn't speak. He didn't touch. He only lingered there, staring, listening, studying me as though I were some specimen under glass. Time fractured. Seconds stretched into minutes. And then, just as suddenly, he pulled away. The footsteps retreated, brisk now, almost hurried. The door clicked shut. A lock engaged. He had locked me in. Only then did I break. Gasping, trembling, I pulled the comforter around me. The air in the room felt poisoned, the safety of my home shattered. I stumbled to the bathroom, splashing water on my face, scrubbing its skin that felt permanently marked by his presence. When I returned, the bedroom looked normal, innocent, a rumpled bed, a quiet house, a fading sun, but the memory of him lingered like smoke. I heard the front door slam. A car engine roared to life, then faded into the distance. Walter was gone, but the silence was no longer safe. Every creak, every shifting shadow became a threat. That night, Harold texted from Chicago. Landed safe. Dinner with clients. Miss you. Love you. I stared at the glowing screen. His love felt like a lie now, fragile and unreal against a secret lodged like a stone in my chest. The next day blurred, water from the tap, untouched food, hours of staring at the locked door. Fear bled into shame, shame into anger. Why hadn't I moved? Why hadn't I screamed? By evening I knew. This was not my fault. Walter had chosen this. He had stood there in my doorway, and he had decided to take what wasn't his, my safety, my peace, My home. When Harold returned, I played the part of the loving wife. Smiles, small talk, warmth. Beneath it all, rage. And then the doorbell rang. Harold's voice was bright with surprise. "Walter, what are you doing here?" I stayed seated, my pulse thundering. Walter stepped into the kitchen. His face drained of color when he saw me. His father beamed, oblivious. Walter's eyes met mine, wide and panicked. He froze, trapped under the weight of my stare. He knew, and I knew he knew. "Walter," I said, cool and even. "What a surprise." He swallowed hard, stammered a greeting, then fled upstairs. Harold chuckled. Kids, always tired. But I only smiled, sharp and thin. The game had begun. For the next 2 days he avoided me, skittering away when I entered a room, refusing eye contact. Fear poured off him in waves, and I made sure he saw me everywhere. Morning coffee in a silk robe, a smile held too long, a brush of presence in the hallway. The silent reminder, I know. The final night he broke. "I'm leaving first thing in the morning," he muttered from the doorway. I didn't look up. "Have a safe drive." His voice cracked. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." The apology hung in the air, meaningless, empty. "Sorry for what, Walter?" I asked softly. "For waking me up." He froze, his face white as chalk. "I hear things," I added, eyes on my book, "especially when you think everyone is asleep." He inhaled sharply, then fled. The next morning he was gone, but on my pillow a single folded page. My hands shook as I opened it. 3 lines, rushed, uneven handwriting. "I saw the book was closed on your chest. You always read until you fall asleep." It was open when I walked in. The paper slipped from my hand. The room tilted. He knew. He had known I was awake. The silence pressed in again, heavy and suffocating. But now it wasn't empty. It was filled with the echo of his words. A warning. A promise. The first move had been his. The second would have to be mine. And I had no idea how to make it. The story wasn't over. It had only just begun.